I like this music. Feels nice. It's calming too, which I'm hoping that's what tonight's gonna be. And I'm just double checking on my volumes on things because some of the stuff may be a little uh, too loud sometimes. But I think we've got a good spot, good position. I think the box is still in visibility. So we've got 8 more days, 17 through 24. Last time I was a little stressed, and I think I started to let discomfort and blood sugar kind of get the best of me for that. I apologize for that. Tonight, feeling good. I think we'll be able to knock these out okay. So we got 8 more of these. I'm gonna try not to use the help book. We'll see how that goes. But we've got one more week until Christmas. Actually, not even 1 week. We've got 3 days till Christmas, half a week. But let's see what all we can do tonight. So, if you dare to come along, I'll be happy to have you guys. So, let's go have ourselves some fun and see what we and Klaus are up to tonight. Okay. So, we're actually in a good position in the box. That's good. Okay. So yeah. We survived Whamageddon on day 16, made it through to day 17, and it's only a few more to go. I think we can do this. So, I hope you guys are getting yourselves comfy. I'm going to try and get myself comfy. Go. Nice upright seat. Let's have some fun. 17th of December. You did it! You watch the planet Whamaram disappear from sight in the rearview mirror. Klaus pulls broccoli out of his ears, visibly relieved. Then he runs his fingers thoughtfully through his ever-growing beard. Do you know what time it is? He asks. You look around for a clock and discover a variety of digital time displays. Apparently, they represent the local times of the different time zones in the galaxy. Or, rather, they did once. Several of the displays are currently out of order. Is it really important to... Wait. Oh, sorry. Is it really important to know what time it is? You want to know. It is existentially important, Klaus replies emphatically. Plus, I'm already flying on fumes, and the fuel station closes at 10. You have to find out what time it is. Sighing, you try to determine what times would be shown on the various displays if they weren't broken. You have no idea how this is supposed to give you an indication of the current time where you are, but if you have learned one thing on your trip with Klaus, it's that sometimes you just have to try and the rest will fall into place. There's even an information sheet above the displays. Maybe it will help with the tasks. Now, turn the page and open door 17, behind which you'll find one little card, P1. Oh boy. Each clock shows a full hour. Each time from 1 a.m. to 12 p.m. occurs exactly once. The green diodes are still intact. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we've got... So a 1 to 6 o'clock hour is represented by a moon, and a 7 to 12 is the sun. Okay, and in here, it's just going around the corners there. So, okay, so we know this has got to be, this is either 10 or 11, right? Because 2 is...
May this weapon strike true.
Hey, bunny.
May it be wielded with wisdom.
May
it be put down when its job is done.
63 months of lurking.
Hi, bunny. How are you doing tonight? Is the music coming through okay, I hope? So right now, I'm trying to figure out these numbers here. This has to be 8 o'clock, right? Like it has to be. Music is fine. That's good. I'm glad. Because the music is actually quite nice tonight. Let's see. So if we have... Let's see. So if I write the numbers 1 through 12 on here, or 1 through 0. So we've got, whoop, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just want to have as a reference. So 1 through 10 on a digital clock. So is there any number that can match this in any way? As far as ones having both of the top ones, so it's not a backwards 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't be a 9 and it can't be a 0. So this has to be an 8. So we've got 8. We've got 8. And we've got either 10 or 11, and that has to be 12. So, second one. So we know which ones they have to be. And there's 6 by 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to give myself a nice grid here to work with. That way I know which ones are which. So we know those for certain. Time from 1 a.m. to 12 p.m. occurs exactly once. The green diodes are still intact. Ooh, so we know that this one can't be 8. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 0. So this has to be 9. Because we have those intact. Right? That makes sense, right? Ooh, and that one doesn't have the middle. Ooh, but it's got the tops. 2 tops. Oh, so that's got to be 10. Yeah, that has to be a 0, which means that this one is... Oh, no, wait. I put that in the wrong spot. So the third one down is 10. Meaning that this one down here has to be 11. Has to be. Has to be. Okay, and the one with 2 on the left can be 3, 6. Yeah, it has to be either 3 or 6 for that one. So if we could find a 3 or the 6 somewhere, we're golden. We have no information on the bottom one. That one with information on the top could be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, right off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So far, we've counted for 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. Okay. So something for 1 o'clock. Where can 1 o'clock be? 1 o'clock can only be in a spot where the 2 on the right-hand side are active. So anything on the left-hand side is not a 1. So that's not a 1, 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 not a 1. So 1 o'clock has to be the one at the bottom. Okay, we're halfway there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them done. Making some really good progress on this. I'm liking that. Top and middle. Okay, so bottom left. Bottom left can only be 2, 3, or 6. 2, 3, or 6. So let's see. This one can only be 2, 3, 6. Fourth one can be 2, 3, 5, 6. Top left can only be 3 or 6. You're done. You're done. Okay, the left side can be 3, 4, 5, 6. You can only be 5 or 6, and then you at the bottom can be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, can any of these other ones be 7? You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. And you can't. So the bottom one has to be 7. Okay. So that narrows this down to 5. This is actually making like really good progress. I'm really liking this one. As it's a logic puzzle. I like the logic puzzles. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one. 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, but all of these can be 6. Okay, how many of them can be 4? Ooh, okay. How many can be 4? You cannot be 4. You can. You cannot. You cannot. And you cannot. So only this one can be 4, meaning that the fourth one down is 4 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so we've knocked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 2, 3, 5, 6 left. Okay. Okay. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. 3, 6 can be on 3 of them. 5 can only be on one of 2 different spots. Oh, this one can't be 2, can it? Yeah, it can be 2. Okay, never mind. That can be 2. Okay, so this one has to be a, okay, so let's say this one is 3. Say this one up at the top is 3. Then that means that's 2 or 6. It's 2, 5, 6, and that's 5 or 6. Two or 6. How many others can be 2? These two can be 2. Oh boy. Okay. Uh, man, 2, 3, 5, and 6 are, those are tricky. Okay, but you know, we can actually kind of go through this. So if we go, all right, so let's try and figure out the message on this. So it's going to be probably 12 letters. So if we start in order, so 1 o'clock is the bottom left, and that's the moon. So A, blank, blank, 4, fourth one, 2, 3, 4, moon, N, 5, 6, 7 is, so we're into the suns. So 7, sun, E. Wait a second. I wrote 3 backwards. That's an E. Was no one gonna tell me? You guys probably weren't. Okay, so that actually makes that easier. So this one cannot be 3. It can only be 6. Okay. 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 So 3 can only be on the right, so this one can only be 2 or 6. You can be 3 or 6, you can be 5 or 6. Okay. 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 So we've gotten 6 knocked out, meaning that that one has to be 5. Um, okay, 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 okay. So we're down to 2 or 6. So that's got to be 2. Nope. Writing it backwards. Writing it backwards. Stop doing that. Okay, so 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Fourth one has to be 3. Okay. So A, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the fourth one. U, DRED. Something like 100, 104, 109, 105. So it's going to be like 104, 105. Maybe something like that. I'm just kind of kicking myself now for writing 3 backwards. Feel I feel a little dumb on that one, but it happens. We figured it out. 5 is second, right? So D. Yep. 6 is top right. DR. Yep. As expected. 7 E. 8 D. 100. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9. Sun plus. So 100 plus. Ooh, 10th letter. 10 is the third one. Sun. 6. No. 8. Yes. Okay. S. S. Right. Letters. 11. 11. I. 12 is second one, so X. 100 plus 6. 106. So that's probably our current time is 106. Let's see what our current time is, guys. 106. Okay, so this is where we start. We go to the top right, and the top left. Right? Yeah. Top right, top left. Triangle plus Y. Heck yeah! First one done. Under 20 minutes, I think. Feeling purple for that top row. Feeling purpley. Happy about that one. Oh. So yeah, Grim is doing his D&D tonight. So for anybody who's hoping that after tonight we finish up here, we might raid Grim. Tonight's their last D&D session for the year. What? Let's keep pushing forward then, you guys. 18th December. Cleverly, you deciphered and sorted the digital clocks. Incredible, you say. I actually got the clocks running again. Put your foot down. It's time we get to the gas station. On it, Klaus calls from the front. In fact, he is already traveling at speed. You almost brushed against the planet as you flew past. Your spaceship was speeding along so quickly. Let me try that one again. You almost brushed against the planet as you flew past. Your spaceship was speeding along so quickly. In the rearview mirror, you take a closer look at the celestial body. It seems to be an ice desert, shiny and smooth as glass. Are those penguins on the surface? Oh, how sweet. This is the Yeti's home planet, Klaus calls from the front. I get on with him well, even if he is our competition in the race. He's a nice guy who spends most of his time sitting in his spaceship and reading the newspaper. Yeah, maybe we'll go visit him when this is all over. So yeah, the Yeti. Our prize from last year. And the year before. I need to get a frame for this at some point. I gotta measure it, find a right size frame for it. Yeah. Sounds good, you answer dreamily. This ice planet looks somehow magical. Then you notice a light of a star reflected on the ice. Now open door 18, behind which you'll find 2 riddle cards, Q1 and Q2. Ooh. Okay, what do we got back in here? Penguins! Okay, I don't know. Okay, so this is A. I don't know why I have A. All right, let's put vehicles card back in here. Okay, Q1 and Q2. These stars shine equally from the front and back, right? Code middle, small, large. Are we gonna have to find this planet on the back side of the box? Yeti's home planet. Let's see. It's the same thing here. It's the front of the box. Where's the other card? Where to put the other card? There it is. Shine equally from the front and back. So middle, small, large. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5, 3, and say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5, 3, and 5, maybe. And then if we flip the box, there's no stars visible on the back. Unless... Huh. Shine equally from the front and the back. Okay, so I got to show you guys this. So we got our front and back, front of the box. Let's mark these down. So on this side of the box, we've got one, two, three. Four, 5, 6. 7. Let's sketch this planet real quick. There we go. We got our rough shape of the box. And then this guy is super bright. Then 1. Very bright. So that's our rough sketch of the box. And then almost like it's mirrored. So I'm gonna have to do like, how do I want to do this? Well, we can say that, so let's just use the back of the page, like we're flipping the box. Okay. Then we've got like 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th down there. We got a dim. We got 2 up there. You know what? Instead of circles, let's do actual stars. Let's do actual stars. Okay. And in the middle, got I physically just could not figure out how to do a star there for a second. Okay. And on the left side, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we know that this one, and this one are all dim. They're dimmer because there are only 3 on that side. And then in the middle, up near the top, we've got 2 stars that match the same level of brightness. And then the right side, we got 1 dim, and then like 1, 2, and 3. So it's like if we're going middle, small, large, then middle, small, and then large would be 3, 2, 4. Because those are the ones that shine with the same level of brightness on the front and the back. Because there are stars on the lid that are there, but they're different levels of brightness. So 3, 2, and 4 from door number 18 tells us to go nope, and then we go right off. So it's not 3, 2, 4. But so we have these 4 down here, and then 2 up top here. We have 3, and oh, do those match? They do match there. There's no, oh, there is the same star there. Okay. So there are 2 in the top. So it's 3, 5, 2. So middle is 3, 2, 5. That can't be either. Okay, so we've got 3. We've got 3 in this corner. You can see those. So we got 3 down there, then 2 up there. No star. That's 1. 2. Right? And then 1 and 2. Okay, so there's 2 there. And then 3 on the left side. Because those are all the same level of brightness. So there's 2 in the middle. 5 over there. Oh, wait. No? Small, large. Okay, yeah. Okay. Middle, there's 2. And then on the one side, we got 1, 2, and 3. That's all it can be. So 3. Unless it's weird, in which case the middle literally means the middle. In which case it would be 2 and 3 and 5. But that still can't be it. It can't be a 5. The big one can't be 5. I feel like something is off. Double checking our methods. Stars shine equally. Okay, maybe on the advent lid box. Okay, yeah, did that. 6-pointed star on the riddle card shines brightly. These same stars also shine on the cover of the advent calendar front and back. Can you check that they are all in the right place on both sides? Take a look at the cue card 1. It will help you now. I forgot about this card. Thank you for reminding me of the card. Okay. These numbers I wrote mean nothing. The height of the planet. So it's at the height of the planet where it gets divided. So close the box. Height of the planet. Height of the planet. Height of the planet. Let's grab a yellow marker. And then the second level is the top of the planets. No, you're under it. Yep. And left side of the planet, right side there. With that weird glow. So this is actually the dividing line. So those don't matter. So looking at this, it looks like we've got 1, because this is where they divide. Okay, so there's 1 here. 1 here. And then 1 there. Middle, small, large. One, two, 1, 2, 3. And 1. Match on the front and back. Right? So it's literally 1, 1, and 1. 2, 3, 1. And then 0, 0, 0. Something ain't right with that. Solution, in fact, you can see 3 of the 6 pointed stars on the inside of the calendar cover, of which there are no corresponding counterparts on the outside. Compare the 3 areas with cue card riddle. What? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 stars that don't match. Shine equally from the front and the back. There's no star there. There's 1 star there. There's a star there. And there's a star there. So this one is actually kind of leading me to go in the opposite direction. It's actually leading me in the opposite direction. So let me read this aloud to you guys. In fact, you can see 3 of the 6 pointed stars on the inside of the calendar cover for which there are no corresponding counterparts on the outside. The 3 stars that it points to are here, here, and here. Okay, yeah, that's great. For those 3 areas, the cue card for Q1, then point the pinpoint which numbers segment the missing stars should be in. Riddle card Q1 shows a reduced view of the calendar cover without the rabbit darting past. Missing stars would generate segments 5, 9, 8, and 5. So, the way that they want you to do this one is you look at all these, and then there's actually 3 green stars. And this is where I'm actually not happy with this one. It wants you to find the 3 green stars, which are in... where's the cards? Where did I put the cards? They're on the back side of this box. So all it talks about is that these stars shine equally from the front and the back. So they're trying to mislead you. They want you to think about them actually matching, but in actuality, you want to find the ones that are different. So it's kind of the opposite way that my brain was thinking about all this. So it wants you to find here, here, and here, right? Which is in quantities 4, 8, 6. That's the way that those are supposed to be. That's the one we're on, right? Okay, no, it's even worse. They want you to compare just these ones. Just those. So there's one here. There's one in the middle, right here. And then there's a 4th one right here. So it kind of expects you to do the opposite of anything that you would normally do in like one of these puzzles in the past. So it kind of completely threw me off. And when I say it completely threw me off, I'm like, there is no way that I would have actually thought about that based off of all of my experience in their previous puzzles. So now I have to keep in mind of like, oh, this one is not expecting you to follow the standard patterns on things. It's expecting you to think the opposite. So, with that in mind, let's remember where we put the dang cards. So, like, normally when I'm thinking about puzzles, like I said, normally what I want to do, you know what's not fun? What's not fun? Oh, yeah, that's an ouch. That is a big ouch. Are you okay? 'Cause that sounds quite uncomfortable. Right. So middle, small, or so 459, right? 859. That's actually the passcode is 859. It was all bad. Popped like 4 finger joints. Holy guacamole. Were you able to get them back in okay? Down, down to the left, down to the right. Square, moon, or square, moon, diamond. Let's go with this one.
Bye, have a great time.
You smoke? Not a problem, buddy. You take your time. I've still got probably another couple of hours of puzzle solving. Yeah, yet another puzzle where I was thinking one way, expecting it to be like, oh, let's figure out some of the numbers for things, but then they threw in another element that made no real sense because I was like, oh, it's probably dependent on which quadrant has the most, and then the ones that have the middle amount and then the least. Because like it would have been awesome if it was just like, oh yes, there's like 3 up here, 2, like if it was like a range between 1 through 5 and most of them were 2 or 4, and there was like one that had 0, one that had 5 or something like that, and then like one that had 3 or something like that, where like the number of stars that were on there would equate to like which section on the map here had the right ones, not finding out which one doesn't have one. I would not have even considered that. Okay, so we're up to what, 19? 19th December. I saw this one while I was just kind of like trying to find the spot in the book, and I kind of like the red and green dots, but it makes me very suspicious. You've left the Yeti's ice planet behind you and are now much closer to the gas station. Shortly before you get there, green, red, and blue laser beams suddenly flash through the air. You are being shot at! Hold on! Klaus shouts as he tries to steer the spaceship through the beams with a wild and evasive maneuver. Unfortunately, without success, one of the lasers hits the back of your ship. All the control diodes flicker briefly, and there's a horrendous noise as if the batteries are being ripped out of a robot droid in full operation. Then, all the lights go out. Ah, damn it, plastic! Klaus exclaims. Total engine failure! Cursing softly, he pulls something out of the tangled cables underneath the control stick and hands it to you in the dim light coming from outside. Here, take the motherboard. I'm afraid it's pretty much ruined. We'll probably have to short out a few things to get it working again. I saw a note lying around somewhere with technical tips. It'll definitely help you. technical tips? You hold the scorched motherboard in your hands and wonder whether it will be of much use. On the other hand, short-circuiting contacts on the motherboard and following instructions sounds plausible. You've done more complicated things in this race, after all. Now please turn the page and open to door 19. Behind it, you will find two riddle cards, R1 and R2. Ooh! Ready? I don't want to cut this thing out. Bang. Okay. Okay, so the ship's shooting lasers at us. Bang. So I'm thinking we have these traces along here. We have wiring. So blue on blue. Well, we have a dark blue. The light blue is a no. The purple is a no. And listen, this is actually going to be the thing that's going to kind of frustrate me on this. How do we connect some of these things? Okay. So gray on gray, we do have an F somewhere in this puzzle. So yellow on yellow. Okay, we have two of them with yellow on yellow. And then we know that blue on blue exists. Like light blue and light blue. Okay, so yeah, it looks like light blue and light blue do touch. Through the green. So we have an H. Okay, A. Not an A. Green circles and red circles. So it has to go from here all the way down to here. Green circles are no. So there's no B. Can't be a B. C, purple circles on purple circles. No. D, reds, yes. And these ones, yes. So we got a D. E, purple on a dark star. No. F, we confirmed. G is here and here. They don't connect. Neither do these. H, dark blue. Does not seem. Okay. Unless I'm supposed to connect them. But that doesn't seem plausible. Why would they give me a letter cipher on this if they want me to connect? I feel like I'm doing this way wrong. You're supposed to repair the motherboard by shorting some contacts on it. Look at the back of the calendar sheet, December 19th. Carefully cut out the motherboard along the dotted line. Now get a close look at the sheet. It has numerous contacts of different colors, each occurring in pairs. Okay. The information on riddle card 1 appears to be folding instructions. No, it really doesn't. It really does not. The only question is what to fold first. You don't have to follow all the steps on riddle card R1, but you do need to follow some of them. Did you notice that each folding instruction has a letter attached to it? Riddle card R2 also has letters. Oh. Bang. Okay. Let's do this. Take this out. B. Green on green and red on red. Okay. So green on green. Green's touching green, red's touching red. A is blue on blue and purple on purple. Now, if they would have given any hint that we were folding this, I would be like, yeah, no, this is fine. I had no idea that we would have even considered folding this thing. N. Light on light, dark on dark. Light yellow, dark yellow, dark yellow. Okay. Then G is these two. So this in half. I'm gonna go grab some scissors real quick. Might not type for a bit, not a problem at all, buddy. You just sit and relax and enjoy the music, okay? I'm gonna be back in just a second with some scissors. Do I have scissors in here? I feel like I had checked this drawer before, but I never remember. I have scissors, but they're fabric scissors. I ain't used fabric scissors since. Return to scissors. This will make it a lot easier to cut. Okay. Now, all those folded, pre-folded, new bits cut out. So B, puts those to those. Easy enough. A, those to those. N is those to those. G, those to those. It leaves nothing. Okay, so what am I missing on this? BANG, if you fold the motherboard carefully according to the directions, the result will look something like numbers. No. I didn't like that one at all. The folding it, yes. The giving me numbers by hiding them like that, I would have much preferred if the wires like filled out and made the numbers. That would have been better. So that one, that gets a no from me. And I didn't like it. You could tell I'm frustrated with that because I didn't even put in the code. 935. It wasn't hard, it wasn't bad, it was just that the presentation of it I feel could have been better. Okay, but so 935 going from door number 19. Up left, up left, up left. So we got moon, circle, plus. Okay. That is our door number 20. Ooh, that marker hasn't been used before. Okay. So, you lean back in your seat, relieved and also a little proud. You actually managed it, albeit with rather rustic methods. That was a close shave. And it remains close, because after the evasive maneuver that you have finally run out... And it remains close, because after the evasive maneuver you have finally run out of fuel. You barely reach the gas station. Klaus lets out a sigh of relief and glides down to the gas pump. Done. You quickly get out and grab the nozzle, but nothing happens. Not a single drop comes out. I'm really sorry, mumbles the gas station attendant who has just come out of his sales booth. 15 minutes ago, a customer bought the entire supply. He bought everything. I've never seen anything like it. Put a lot of money on the counter and had all the fuel filled into canisters. I was surprised that he didn't fill up a vehicle. But, of course, it's none of my business. Klaus looks at you. Sabotage. No. What did I do? Sabotage. No. Sabotage? Sabotage. Sabotage, he says darkly. Sabotage. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the same person who shot laser beams at us before. What did the guy look like? The gas station attendant shrugs his shoulders. I'm not even sure if it was a man or a woman. They had a coat closed all the way up and whispered quietly. Sorry. What do we do now? You ask Klaus worriedly. Well, there's nothing else for it. We shall brew our own fuel. It's not exactly rocket science. I mean, even though it really is. We can find everything we need on the shelves in the store. I just need to remind myself which ingredients to mix together. Turn the page and open door 20, behind which you'll find 2 riddle cards, S1 and S2. Okay. Number 20. We're at the space gas station. I'm trying to fuel up. Ooh. Space gas. Empty. Nothing going on up there. Okay. All right. Color scheme. The path always follows the directions of the arrows until the next bottle. Keep checking the color schemes for instructions. So we start in the top left until we go to the next bottle, but we start in the pink, which means if we start here, we go here, so we get to that one, which is an 8, 5, 6, 9, 2, 0, 3, 4, 1. No? Okay. 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 Okay, so we start in the pink. So we start on the pink. We go right. We get an 8. And that matches up with the yellow. So we go to the yellow. We go down and left, and we get a 5. Which then brings us to the green. Just down, over, up, 6. Which we go back in with the yellow. 9. 2. Pink. And we go 0. Back to the yellow. 3. To the green. 4. One. Pink. 4. To the yellow. 7. To the finish line. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I didn't pay attention. Okay, so we start off with pink. First pink. Eight's on pink. God damn it. 5 is yellow. Green. Yellow. Green. 0's pink. 3 is yellow. 4 is green. 1 is yellow. 4 is pink. 7 is yellow. Okay. First pink. Yep. 5th yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 7. Third green. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 7, 4. Space gas station, space gas station. 8, 7, 4. Right? Yeah, makes sense. 8, 7, 4. Which tells us to go down, right, down, and over to here, which gives us a star, an L, and a diamond. Boom. Those are the ones that I like. Those are the ones that I really like because they're very, while straightforward, giving you a good challenge. I'm happy about that one. That one's 21. Okay. We'll move on to the 21st. The tank is full to the brim of the finest cosmic homebrew fuel. You're on the move again, but the engine sputters and spits a lot, and you start to spin more and more. I'd better make an emergency landing over there, Klaus decides. Then the machinery can cool down. Maybe I could take a few adjustments on the ground so that our engine can handle the new mixture better. He steers the spaceship towards the next planet as best he can. Through the window, you see a glowing red landscape. Volcanic hills as far as the eye can see. It seems to me that the place is extremely unsuitable for cooling off the machines, you say. Klaus laughs dryly. You could be right. This is Etna Na, the fire planet. We need to activate the heat protection shield as quickly as possible, or the spaceship will melt from under us. Unfortunately, the 3 levers required for this have broken off. I carved replacement levers out of wood, but they must be lying around somewhere. Find the levers, then go back to the cockpit and use them on the 3 green areas. In order to install them, you have to pre-drill each one. I have the perfect tool for that. Be careful of your fingers so you don't hurt yourself. After that, you should be able to insert the levers with little force. Okay. You look at him, perplexed. And what exactly will you be doing? Me? I urgently need to fortify myself before we fly on, answers Klaus, and brings out one of the last sausage rolls from Tom's previous provisions bag. When you work, you should take off what needs to be taken off, he advises you with his mouth full. The heat is already starting to penetrate the walls. You're sweating like a pig here, so get out of those hot clothes. Sighing, you start to take off your clothes. We have become shirtless Dan. Klaus gestures with the sausage roll in his hand. Don't just throw everything on the floor, he shouts angrily. It's not a pigsty. Hang it all neatly on the coat rack, he points seriously to a kind of warning sign on the wall. Don't be mean, keep it clean. He's finally losing it, you think. But an argument is the last thing you need right now, so you follow his instructions. Now open door 21. Behind you, you'll find 1 tool, pushpin, and 3 strange levers. 3 strange items marked clothes. Okay. Ooh, neat. Ooh, fire planet looks pretty cool back there. I like that. Yes, we got some gloves, and we got leggings, and a scarf. So those leggings? No, those are pants. So we got gloves, we've got pants, and we've got a scarf. Which conveniently are the exact same as the item on the list here. Scarf. Those. Okay. So we do have the right order to hang them in. But okay, so there is a push pin. 3 regular pins. 3 wooden dowel pins. 1 safety pin. Okay, so he said something about the cockpits. Haven't really seen anything about a cockpit or our ship in particular. We do have our 3 items. I could prep those. One thing it did show is there's 3 green dots on here. I think he was talking about those dots. Find the levers, then go back to the cockpit and use them on the 3 green areas. 3 green areas. Back to the cockpit. Where was the cockpit? Let's see. Is there anything on here? So I'm wondering, there are 3 green dots on there. 3 green solar flares. So let's, I said, watch your fingers. So we're definitely punching through something. Third. Okay. It said, what was on the left? What was on the left? Okay, so scarf. So, okay. You can't see it because it's backwards, but it's scarf on the left, pants in the middle, gloves on the right. So we have our scarf. On the left. Pants in the middle. And the gloves on the right. So what I'm thinking on this is that they may line up with the doors somehow. Problem is, we're on door number 10. like door number 20 and door number 6. So the answer to what my assumption was is no, that is not correct. Unless they're intended to be on the other side. Which I feel like I doubt it. Let's see. So if we close the box lid, there's nothing that matches under those. Gloves on the right. I don't think that means anything. So I have no idea. Go back to the cockpit. Okay, so it probably means that there's something behind the doors. Let's see where it guides us. Where's the cockpit? Haven't you been there before? Don't they look familiar? Not at all. Cockpit is located in room 2. Okay. Room 2. This one's gonna suck. Because it's tiny little dots. I am not going to be able to punch any of this through because I'm laying it flat instead of standing it up. Okay. So our order was in scarf first. Then the pants in the middle. We're just going to ignore the levers because I don't really care about having the levers right now. Never mind. Now I want to tear this box open. Okay. So it would be like here, here, here. Something like that. Like if they were all sitting on top of each other like that, then that's how they would match. I genuinely have no idea what they're trying to, what kind of response they want you to have to that. Unfortunately, this is one of the things that actually makes this impossible to play laying down on a desk and requires you to have it be upright. So, in order to solve this, here's what you need to have done. You're going to set everything off to the side. We're going to take these push pins. I'm going to punch holes through a very solid back on this thing. It's actually like, that was honestly kind of tough to push through. There's coat hangers on the back of the box. Now we push through the coat hangers. Until things point where they need to go. This is where they want you to have this thing standing up, apparently. They never really explained that, unless I just did not ever notice it in any instruction. But when you hang it upright like this, you have 1, 6, 6 as your solution. I have no idea where the third piece went. It's on the floor. Okay. Answer key. I don't have enough room on my desk for all this stuff this year. One, how you doing, George? Happy holidays, man. I will say, you're doing tired. I can understand that one, man. Oh, the puzzles on this one are there's some stuff on here that has led me astray more than a couple of times. And I'm not very pleased about it. It's a little frustrating. Okay, but we're down to here. So we go up to the right, up, and then up to the left for 2 triangles and a Y. But we found door 22. So we're getting there. Whew. There's 3 more puzzles to solve. Yeah, that's the thing that throws me off so much on this one, is that it's beginner difficulty, but yet some of these puzzles are far more advanced than any puzzle I've experienced from them. So it is really throwing me off. Like, so here was one of these. It makes mention of, and the card actually states, it's like, these stars match on both from the front and from behind, right? So I look at the top of the box, and you can see a bunch of stars on the top of the box. Makes sense, right? So I'm just like, oh, cool. So it's asking me to match up how many of these stars match the ones on the inside of the box as well. That's my first thought. I go on the inside and I'm like, oh, cool. So there's 3 that match here. There's 2 that match here. There's 2 that match here and 3 that match here. Cool. Makes perfect sense. No. Exact opposite. They want you to find the ones that don't match. So there was like 1 star here that doesn't match, 1 star here that doesn't match, and like one of the stars that here doesn't match. Or I think it was this one, doesn't match. So then you go back to the lid of the box and go, okay, where were those? There was 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Using that, you then take the code, or you take another piece of paper that they gave you that had the numbers. And it's like, oh, so 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And then you want to find the one that's in the middle of those 3, and then the lower number, and then the higher number. So it's like, that's not beginner puzzles. That's not beginner puzzles. Some of these puzzles have taken me 30 minutes. That's not a beginner puzzle. A beginner puzzle takes you like 10. That's not a beginner level puzzle in any way to me. I mean, you could see the number of times that I've used the help book. There's been so many times. I don't think I've gone through more than like 2 of these things in a row where I haven't had to use the help book to try and figure out why I wasn't getting numbers. I agree. Like, it's for ages 10 and up. A 10-year-old is not going to have that kind of pattern of thought. This was probably the closest one that I've found was actually like a good balance of challenge and simplicity. Here's your circuit board. You can tell obviously that I've already folded it. However, the card just says this color and this color and this color and this color. Okay. I'm just looking at it going, okay, so it's like this color to this color to this color to this color. And then I sat around here looking at this going, okay, so it's from here to here and here to here. And then you've got these lines of everything traced on here like circuit patterns. Had to brute force one of the early ones? Yeah. But so here's how this one was solved. And this is why I'm like, I don't really like the way they did this puzzle. Aesthetically, it could have been done so differently and so much better, in my opinion. First pattern. The green dots to the red dots. And the green dots to the red dots are only because there was a second card with the word bang on it. And it's like, oh, I followed steps B, A, and G. I spent time sitting here going like, oh, so it's telling me like this dot to this dot. Can I trace these lines on the circuit board and try to get from A to B? No, that's not what they wanted at all. They wanted you to go here to here and then fold it. There is no indication anywhere about folding. No, at no point even in the story said that you had to, like, nothing said manipulate. Nothing said fold. Nothing said, like, wrapping it in on itself. Nothing. But then step 2 was like, A was like these two come together. N was these two come together. And then you go to the other side and it says, oh, these two come together. Okay, cool. I have nothing. Okay. Nothing. This is what they wanted you to look at. It's like I fold this thing in half, and as I fold it in half, I'm like, okay, there's nothing here. And nothing here. No, they wanted you to look at it like this. Where that's a 9, that's a 3, and that's a 5. In my opinion, what it should have been would be like the lines form the numbers or something like that. Like if I came to this side and I saw like lines here, that would have been better. That would have served a much better purpose aesthetically. Just putting the dots in there, I did not like that one. But we're on day 22, so we're almost done. And plus, they've already got my money anyway, so all I can really do is just say, like, I may reconsider next year's. Kind of see the 5, but see jack shit for the first two numbers. The 3, I sort of see. I sort of see the 3. It's like the red dots where the 3 is. It's a negative space puzzle. So I sort of get it. But, like, I don't really like how they did it. Should have had these be like the same, or maybe instead of circles use squares. Like it just doesn't like I have a pretty solid not proprioception, looking for the green between the circuit lines. Me too. I was looking at either the green between the circuit lines or the circuit lines themselves, and there was nothing. But what's the term for where you see shapes or faces where there aren't faces? It's not proprioception. Proprioception is understanding of your perception within space. Oh no. What 10-year-old would think, ah, yes, a negative space piece of art. How lovely. Quite. That's why I'm like, this is not designed for a 10-year-old. Like, my puzzles, I know are not for 10-year-olds. My puzzles are like high level of like processing half of the time. And that's just to get to the riddle. And then the riddles themselves aren't terribly difficult. Like I provide a good amount of like information in there that is useful. With these stupid music notes. Let me think about something. Because I know Drummer was also asking for a hint as well. Trying to think of a good hint. Hmm. Okay, I may have a hint. I may have a hint. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure out how to word this one. Um. Oh man. Okay, I think I may have a. I think I may have a hint. I'm going to tell you guys what a space is. I'll tell you guys what a space is. That's a pretty solid hint. And it gives you guys a week to figure it out. If the notes are somehow a negative space puzzle after we just talked about negative space puzzles. No. They're not going to be that. They're not that straightforward. Kinesthesia? No. It's not apophenia. Oh no. It's actually not a learned, but it's a mental mechanism for recognizing faces. It's the reason why we have, like Olympus Mons is the face on Mars. What's the term for that? Pareidolia. Yes. Thank you. That's the one. Like I knew the term would come up. Like as soon as I heard it, I would immediately recognize it because of I used to watch a lot of flat earth debates just because it was kind of hilarious to see the people's responses of like, this is why I think the earth is flat, and then be completely refuted by science, and then just be like, their only response is just, nuh-uh, or you can't prove it, and then they get proven. And then it's just, dude, seen the phenomenon? Yeah. A really good example would be like two dots and a swoosh, a standard smiley face. It's not actually a smiley face, it's just us perceiving that it is a face. Or, the face on Mars. It's not actually a face, it's just shadows. The shadows create the face. But yes, so George, I put a hint into the scavenger hunt discussion channel. But Allison, thank you. Thank you for that one. I could not think of the term, and I was just about to ask Alexa. I was just going to go, Alexa, what's the term for recognizing a face where there is no face? See the hint? May have an aneurysm. Can I ask why the aneurysm? Random knowledge for the win? Yeah. Heck yeah. But I am very curious to see what's going on with this one. Like, I see little dudes on this lady's hat. I'm just like, okay. But so, we've got 3 more days. Brain doesn't want to work. I feel it. I feel it, man. Woo. But kind of a neat thing. So the dungeons in Destiny are typically like very puzzle oriented. For like getting through the bosses. The bosses themselves are usually like a puzzle. Grim and I Grim had seen and done the first puzzle in the dungeon. I hadn't seen the dungeon at all, other than like the boss intros, and I knew nothing about the mechanics. We managed to get from like the start all the way to the final boss without a guide in like 2 hours. So we did really damn good on that thing. I don't know how well we would have done on challenge mode, but I mean, just like experiencing it by ourselves was actually quite fun. And solving the puzzles on the fly like that was very enjoyable. And that's why I love puzzles. Is the dopamine rush of like, I figured it out, is really cool. But some of these have been good. Some. Not many. Some. Why is this so high up? That's the top spot. That's the top spot. Interesting. I may have to lift that up higher. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. All right, guys, we got 3 days. So, luckily, you managed to activate the heat shield and were able to leave Etna Na. And even though you hardly thought it possible, Klaus's tuning attempts actually seem to have achieved something. Your craft is coping much better with the new fuel, and you are flying almost smoothly. Suddenly, the pale lady's hot air balloon appears in front of you. Look at Elfine, Klaus hisses through his gritted teeth. I wouldn't be surprised if she shot at us, and then bought the fuel from under our noses. Elfine? You ask, confused. You didn't realize that Klaus was on a first-name basis with the competitor. Yes, Elfine. You probably only knew her by her stage name, Elfine, the Tooth Fairy. Suddenly, the penny drops. The flashy hat, the tooth-shaped hot air balloon. Of course she's the Tooth Fairy! Straight out of Joe Dirt. She's taken part in the Le Mans race? You ask, a little surprised. Yeah, sure, Klaus replies. Elfine likes to take part in anything that gives her a bit of a change in her tasteless job. Whenever a child loses her first tooth, Elfine has to bring them a gift. Think about what a hassle that is. Get presents, wrap presents, fly to the children, wait until late at night when everyone is asleep, drop off presents, and then go back home. Super stressful. You should do your research properly when choosing a career, that's all I can say. Okay, now we're almost level with the balloon. I'll deal with her. Turn the page. Klaus leans casually out the side window and confronts the Tooth Fairy with his suspicions. But she is visibly shocked. She had nothing to do with either the laser beam attack nor the fuel incident. However, she adds, batting her eyelashes, I may have observed something interesting. If you help me wrap the present for the next child, then I may have some useful news for you. Hand it over, Klaus says without hesitation, so Elfine passes him the gift box, ribbon, and paper. Now open door 22. Behind you will find 2 riddle cards, T1 and T2, 2 strange items, gift ribbon, and 1 strange item of parchment. Okay. 22, 22. Okay. Oh. Oh my. They gave us actual ribbon. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. It's going to be making a cipher? We're making a cipher using the box. Oh, man. I don't have an issue with it. It's just... It's going to be very hard to do on camera. Okay, take the box and wrap it around with the ribbons you have found. Top to base and side to side, make a cross that you can slide. Place the cross upon each star. From right to left, the code's not far. The stars in front are quick to find, but turn the box and look behind. The ribbon's cross is clear here too, but what are you supposed to do? Place parchment on each corner here. A white spot makes the number clear. Okay. Close box. Gonna take some ribbon. Problem is, I never knew how to do this. My mom always knew how to do this stuff, but me, not so much. So... So something like this. And then side to side. Okay. Let's just knot these to make it a lot easier to move them. And then I can just slide them off of the box later. Screw it. It's getting a shoelace knot. Okay. So we have a knot on the box. Top to base, slide side to side. Now we actually use the golden stars. I used them earlier, and I was wrong to have used them earlier. So we've got a 9. A Absolutely nothing. There's only one that lines up. Nothing lines up. Like, what white spot are you talking about in this? There goes the microphone. Okay. Stars in front are quick to find, but turn the box and look behind. The ribbon's cross is clear here too, but what are you supposed to do? Place parchment on each corner here. A white spot makes the numbers clear. Unless it's like on the ribbon. And it's supposed to be like 0. This is why this one is like the puzzles. The puzzles are definitely unique. The problem is they might be a little too unique. Okay. I guess it's up here, but it's not. Nothing there. There's nothing there. Nothing there. There's nothing there. This is why I get frustrated with these things, because none of them really seem to line up. Okay. Wrap the present. There are optimal cross paths for gift ribbons. Adjust the ribbon so that they meet exactly in one of the cross-shaped stars, blah, blah, blah. Start with the star on the top on the far right. Then the ribbons also cross each other on the back of the advent calendar. Very specific point. Make sure the ribbons run neatly and not at an angle around the corners. And do something clever with the parchment and the intersection. Blah, blah, blah. They don't line up. They don't. I just did it. And they did not line up. Okay. That's right over the one on the right, isn't it? Okay. That's pulled pretty taut. So is that one. That one lines up. That's the first one that lined up. As you guys watch me do this, they didn't want to line up. Okay. Closer. It's better. But it needs to be more like up here, which is the problem with the box and the ribbon. So I need it to be like up here. because I can't get this like tighter. If I pull it any tighter, it's probably gonna hurt things. I'm probably gonna tear the ribbon. I'm frustrated with myself that it just did not line up. Okay, and that's supposed to be like up here. So our actual solution is the one that's in the bottom left. So 4, 4, 5, 7. That's our solution to the puzzle. I don't like ribbon. It makes things so much more difficult to handle. I honestly really, really liked first two. Like first two puzzle boxes that I did. This one is just not as enjoyable. Okay, so 22, down left, and up. For L, press I'm gonna press. So like normally, okay, so normally if you solve a puzzle, like I was describing earlier, getting that dopamine release. I don't feel that dopamine release on this one. I just don't feel it. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the puzzles. I don't know what it is. It's just kind of a bummer. As I said, I really like these games. I like doing puzzles. I like solving riddles. I just don't like this one. And that may be different for you if you play some of these other games. Like the Exit the Game series is great. Exit the Game and Escape, they're great puzzle games. This one just feels like it missed the mark. But okay. Elfine thanks you profusely for the beautiful tied gift, then leans over conspiratorially. Well, I don't want to incriminate anyone without reason, she says, but when I flew past the gas station earlier, there was a sleigh parked in front of it. Klaus gives you a look. The rabbit! You say at the same time. I knew it! Yells Klaus and furiously revs up the spacecraft. He pushes your piece of space junk as hard as he can and races around the track like a madman. The Yeti on the boiler and the rabbit in his sleigh appear in front of you. They zip around the rings of a large planet. This is the last part of the racetrack, Klaus shouts, and also heads towards the rings. Once there, a strong pull seems to affect your spaceship. You're getting faster with every second, and you're racing in circles around the planet. The same thing is happening to your competitors. At some point, the speed becomes too much for the Yeti, and with a hiss, it throws him off track. I'm out, he calls to you as he flies away. Soon, only one of your competitors is visible. Now it's between him and us, growls Klaus, fixing his gaze on the flapping ears of the rabbit who's racing right in front of you. The rotations are getting tighter and tighter. The speed is breathtaking. The entire spaceship creaks and shakes more and more violently. Okay, things are getting real tricky now, Klaus calls from the front and throws you a rubber object. What is this, Klaus? You ask as you rattle around in your seat. A DIY airbag, Klaus shouts. Unfortunately, these things were not previously installed as standard, so passengers have to take care of themselves during an emergencies. Better safe than sorry. As you frantically try to get the DIY airbag ready for use, a vortex drags you down to the surface of the planet. Turn the page and open door 23. Behind you'll find DIY airbag 23. Okay. Protocol for activating the DIY airbag. Open the slot, insert the airbag, and hold it firmly. Under no circumstances should you fall into the duct. Activate airflow and fill the airbag until further action is required. Pay attention to your surroundings. We got a balloon. We got a bunch of balloons. Open the slot. Open the slot. Okay. Okay, so it's literally telling me place this in here. I got a feeling that something's going to happen over here, which this planet actually looks really kind of cool. You can see the deer, or not deer, the rabbit with his reindeer cart and everything off to the side over here. It's kind of hard to see it, but wish me luck, you guys. The ring planet tears in half when you impact. Has that happened? No? Well, then it's just about time you made that happen. Just be brave. Okay, so that didn't work on that one. Urgh. Okay, but that's like fake. Can I pull this one out? Like, can I completely remove it? The ring planet tears in half. Ring planet tears in half. I don't see a ringed planet anywhere. Pay attention to your surroundings. Okay, but that's all the rooms. A ringed planet. Ringed planet. Ringed planet. Oh! So I'm guessing it says it's just tear the top of the box off? The ring planet tears in half when you impact. Has that happened? No? Well, then it's about time you made that happen. Just be brave. Oh boy. Well, before I do that, let's clear all the stuff off of the desk. Every little bit and key and card that we've had this entire time is all off the table. Desk is empty. I have scissors. Let's do it with the scissors. That was actually a delightful puzzle. I really liked that one. Okay. ring planet tears in half. Okay. I can't get this out to show you guys. There's a message hidden behind where the door was. I did it wrong. So there was a hidden compartment back here. Shows a rabbit and a sign that says to Earth. You have found door 24, it says. What? Here. You have found door 24. Do not open. First read sheet 24, December 24th in the storybook. I like the lid getting cut off too. Like if you cut the lid off, like let's say you cut the lid off and then this opens a little bit and then something's revealed in there. But this is kind of cool. The IMB has one final task for you. 1. Open all 24 doors. 2. Look at the rooms chronologically, 1, 2, 3, lastly, the duct. Write down the information to the left of the room. Use it to solve the task. Okay. Kind of need to see the message at the right angle. Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough to read in there. 24th December. Just before you reach the planet at the center of the rings, the inevitable happens. Your rusty spaceship, filled with makeshift fuel, can no longer withstand the forces and simply begins to fall apart. You hurtle through the air, the DIY airbag pressed tightly to your cheek. With a violent thump, you hit the ground right next to Klaus. You look around, slightly dazed. You're on the edge of a huge crater, and you can see from the signs that it's a shortcut. Whoever flies in there will land on Earth, just in time to host the Christmas party. You suddenly hear a cold voice. The rabbit. Of course! He's climbed down from his sleigh, which is bizarrely still completely intact, and is looking at the wreckage of your spaceship with his paws crossed. Well, without a vehicle, you no longer have a chance of winning, he states. And that means Christmas is mine. It's mine. All mine. And the best of all songs as well. Distract him, Klaus whispers to you, barely audible. Engage him in a conversation. I have a plan. What song are you talking about, Rabbit? You start to improvise. The rabbit looks at you as if you are extremely slow-witted. Well, Last Christmas, of course, he replies. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Klaus crawling around the crater on all fours. Now you understand what he's up to. He wants to hijack the rabbit's sleigh. Rabbit is now in full flow. Last Christmas is the best song since the Big Bang, he enthuses. And it was always meant for me. The guys from Wham had actually composed a song about a rabbit. And just because some record boss thought that there was more money to be made with Christmas, they quickly changed the whole thing to that. It became clear to me, if I want to take back the true meaning of the song, I need to control Christmas. The other idiots in the race weren't serious competition for me. You, on the other hand, were a different prospect. So I had to think of something. But it took some planning. A little manipulation here and there, messing with your engine, changing the signpost, the space junk. That was all you? You ask, pretending to be impressed, flattering the rabbit to keep him distracted. Of course! That and much more. You fought well, but you have to admit I was simply brilliant. Klaus gives you a sign. With a sprint, you dash to the sleigh and jump onto the seat next to him. Brilliant indeed, shouts Klaus to the rabbit. But Christmas is still ours! He steers the sleigh up the crater, and with a daring leap, you fall into the dark hole. The last thing you hear is the rabbit's insane howl of rage. Now, open door 24. Behind it, you will find one last task. Complete the task and return to read the conclusion. Okay. Okay. So open the doors 1 through 24 in chronological order and read the information to the left of the door? Right? Is that what it said? Write down the information to the left of the room. What? Write down the information to the left of the room. Okay, so this is door number 1. Information to the left of the room. Fed? Maybe? I genuinely have no idea what it wants me to do on that one. Like, what? So, December 24th. Hidden door 24, advent calendar box, and a pen. Okay. Open all 24 doors, meaning the following. Fold the entire top surface with all 24 doors upwards so you can look at the open compartment with all the rooms. Do you remember where you first did? First, go back to room 1 and examine the bridge just to the left of it. There's a letter hidden. What the fuck? Okay, I'm honestly kind of upset. So it's like, go back to here and try to find that. So the left of door 1, T. Left of door 2. Where was door number 2? 3, 2. A. Door number 3. K. Door number 4. E. 5. E. 6. 6. E. V. 7. E. Well, I could have said tabulate your answers or something like that. Yeah, they could have done it. What is this motivation? Yeah, the motivation is I am. Oh, I just want to be done with this one. 8. ER. 9. Y. 10. T. H. 12. I. 13. N. 14. G. That's not how I write a G at all. Take everything. That's what, 14, 15, O, 16, U, 17, T, 18, O, 19, F, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Out of T. 21, H, 22. I feel like Ralphie in A Christmas Story. E. Like the little orphan Annie decoder ring. More balloon doors for everyone. That would be cool. So that was what, 23? They were on 22. 23. B. And then to the left of this, OX. Take everything out of the box. So it's basically telling you get everything out of the box because you're about to destroy it. A lot of cards down here. These were really cool. The tarot cards, that was pretty cool. Nothing in that one. Too bad, box, you're coming apart. It actually pains me a little bit, like destroying everything like this. I don't like, I like preserving things, and this actually kind of hurts a little bit. But the intent of these is that you're supposed to only do them once. Oh, like another piece of the box. Okay. That's everything that was in the box, now out of the box. Okay. Oh yeah, forgot all of these over here. everything out of the box. Every single thing. I don't know where my answer thing went to. I just kind of threw that somewhere. It's back there behind me. Okay. And this is actually perfect because the song is just ending and we get to read this aloud. Okay. 24th finished. Conclusion. Water. You dive through the dark crater, seem your. Let me try that again. Your dive through the dark crater seems to have no end. We'll never arrive on Earth, you think desperately. Then suddenly you begin to see the light. A snowy landscape appears in front of you. A coniferous forest on the edge of a small settlement. Klaus, be careful! The fir trees! You yell, but it's already too late. Your pilot brushes against some of the trees with the sleigh runners and cuts off the tops. Snickers snap. What follows is a spectacular crash landing in which Klaus is catapulted at a high arc from where the carriage seat and straight into the chimney of a nearby house. You end up in a pile of snow. Sighing, you look at the damage you have caused during your landing. It's a shame about the beautiful trees, you think, and look for something on the sleigh to tie the broken branches back on with. Just make them look a little less damaged. In between the boxes in the sleigh, you find a few fairy lights. They should do, well, at least for now. A little later, the door in the house opens and Klaus comes out. He's wearing a brand new red bathrobe. You look at your pilot in surprise. He has changed so much since you met at the bar. The gaunt guy has become a plump, red-faced man with a thick white beard. Doesn't look bad on him at all, honestly. The owner of the house gave me the robe. My clothes were torn and completely covered in soot, he calls out to you. It's nice, right? In return, I gave him a few little things that I still had in my pockets. Gingerbread from Ambakeko and stuff like that. When you hear these words, something comes to mind. There's more sweets from Amakeko on the sleigh, you say. And also other stuff from the various stopovers in the race. The rabbit took something from everywhere. You silently expect Klaus to pounce on the treats immediately, but he surprises you. You know what? He says thoughtfully. Now that we've won the race, I'm in kind of a generous mood. Let's give the stuff away. Yeah, we can distribute it to the nearby houses. Otherwise, it'll go to waste. And that's exactly how you do it. When you've got rid of everything, you look at Klaus. Now what? Well, what else? He replies and grins. Tom's bar, of course. Thanks to the speed of the turbo sleigh, you open the door to the bar a short time later. Thunderous applause greets you. The room is packed. Everyone stands up and cheers for you. You walk through a line of well-wishers to the bar, where Tom puts a double yuppa tea and a star shake on the counter without being asked. Amazing performance, you two, he says. You grin at each other and clink your glasses together. Then Tom, with a movement of his head, draws your attention to a guest 2 seats away. It's impossible. It's the rabbit. He actually somehow managed to make it back to the bar on one of the pieces of your wrecked spaceship. All respect, says Klaus with sincere appreciation in his voice. You're really quite talented, little one. The rabbit looks at you, sniffling, and says miserably, I wanted to have a Christmas so much. Oh, rabbit, says Klaus, sounding almost tender. How about you host Easter instead from now on? That is also a lovely celebration. The rabbit wipes the tears from his eyes, then nods bravely and says, "Okay." You give him the very last chocolate balls from Emma Keiko, which you find in your trouser pocket. Unfortunately, they softened up during the stopover on Etna Na and are a little deformed. They look a little bit elongated now, but definitely still good. The rabbit thanks you politely. That's nice of you. I will put them aside until Easter and then eat them to celebrate the holiday. I should probably hide them well, otherwise someone will munch them away from under my nose. So, what do you want to do at Christmas from now on, Klaus? Says Tom. After all, you are now responsible for organizing it. Klaus scratches his white beard in surprise. He didn't seem to have thought about it at all. I think I'll leave everything roughly the same as it was this year, he answers after a while. It was good. Then he looks at you. Are you up for helping too? He asks. When he sees the astonished expression on your face, he adds, We won't have to compete in a race anymore, but I could still use your help distributing the gifts. You would be really important. I can't do it myself. Elf. Tom completes the sentence with a laugh. And that seems to be the end of the matter. It's a good thing Christmas only comes once a year, you think to yourself, but actually you're happy. In any case, it will never be boring with Klaus. Suddenly, a piercing whistle sounds from the stage, and the entire bar raises its head at the same time. Unbeknownst to you, the rabbit had slipped off his bar stool and stood at the microphone. He seems to have overcome his defeat. In fact, he is grinning slightly diabolically again as he says, A big round of applause for Team Klaus, who confidently won the 24-day Le Mans race despite a tricky opponent. This is for you. He signals to the band behind him. They start playing, and the melody immediately sounds familiar. You automatically tap your foot to the beat, though you hear a panicked scream from your left. No! When you turn around, you see Klaus jump up and run through the swinging door in the back. Shrugging, you turn back to the stage, where the rabbit is holding a microphone, smiling blissfully. Full of enthusiasm, and accompanied by dozens of voices in the room, he belts out, Last Christmas. And even though you would never admit it to Klaus, and even though it is probably just because you were finally stress-free, this evening, it really is the best song since the Big Bang, and you join in enthusiastically. Merry Christmas. Where's our prize? Isn't there supposed to be a prize in the back of this thing? There's always been a prize. Is there no prize this year? That was usually the best part of your holiday. Oh. You'll see. The ending was nice. That was nicely written. Also, we have received a prize. Oh. Let's see what we got this year, guys. It's a sticker sheet. That's cool, but, doesn't beat a fridge magnet. Or a certificate. I mean, the sticker sheet's kind of cool, but like I said, I'm a little sad it's not something like this. Yeah, a 10-year-old would love this thing. But yet I've also had this magnet sitting on my computer tower here since we opened all this up last year. When we opened it up last Christmas. But it's kind of neat. You know, you get the exit the game Christmas hero, congratulations stickers, spaceships. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I like it. I do like that one. The explanation for the Christmas trees with the lights is that you tied up the tree. But it's not as great as the other years. Personally, I would have liked more. Like another magnet would have been really cool, or not even a magnet, just like a little. It's like a little laminated congratulations or something like that. Would have been pretty neat. But the box is empty. Everything is thrown away. The sticker sheet is saved. And I can put my monitor back where it was. All right. But whew, now that that one is done, we solved that puzzle. Solved a lot of puzzles over the last month. And now for what comes next. Christmas is only a couple days away. I don't really know what I want to play next. Stream's only been going. It's been less than 3 hours, and I would like to do just a little bit more tonight with you guys. So, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a bit of a break, get up, stretch my legs. I do have. There was an escape room that I started a month ago. I could potentially finish that off. And when I say potentially finish it off, I mean it'll probably be about an hour, maybe a little less. It was the pyramids and aliens puzzle that we started it back then. We did make some really good progress. I think we could probably knock it out. So, I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs. You guys should do the same, stretch a little bit. I'm gonna put on the end slate for a few minutes, so that way it gives me a good break point, because since I'm going to be exporting the video and then cropping it down for the end of this, that way anybody can watch the finale of it. But I really do hope that you guys have a great holiday, regardless of whatever you're doing with it, whether it be spending time with friends or family, spending it on your own, working, relaxing, stressing. Just remember to take care of yourselves, okay? Because I do appreciate all of you. And I do want to thank you guys for making 2025 a pretty fun year. But I'll be right back. For YouTube, this is going to be the end of the video. For those on Twitch, I'll see you guys soon. Merry Christmas.